Hello guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Elastic Block Store, and we are going to be using Minecraft as a visual representation so that it might be easier, for you to understand. And essentially the Elastic Block Store volume is a network drive that you can attach to your instances whenever they're going to be running. Now the E is going to be representing the EC2, and the actual sand here is going to be representing the EBS volume. And initially you have a EC2 instance that is by itself, but you can attach a EBS volume to it. However, you can only do it one at a time, so you can't actually have multiple EC2 instances with one network drive that's going to be attaching to all of them. See how this is connected? You can't actually do that, that's not possible. And another thing we need to realize is that it is bound to a specific availability zone represented by the oak blocks. If you want to think of it, there's another feature where you can actually replicate this and duplicate it to another one. So you can actually make essentially a snapshot of the actual EBS volume, and essentially it has a specific amount of capacity. You get billed for that as well, and you can also increase the capacity over time. However, you can use snapshots, and during that time you can actually utilize the EC2 instance at the same time while the snapshot is going around. But we start to realize that it's going to only copy a point in time. What that means is, let's say they have information over here that let's say there's like a bunch of grass there, right? And it will copy that exact 4 pillars at a point in time. But let's say this actually gets even more data with 2 more blocks. Well, it's not going to copy that because it already copied the one that was previous, but it's still going to remain the same. So you'll have a similar type of data and an exact one at a point in time, but it will change in the future. You can also delete them. You can use the recycling bin, recycling button, and you can actually delete these and permanently terminate them whenever you don't need to use it anymore. And in order to do that, you would need to go to the AWS console, or you can even use this command line center to delete them. Now, the snapshot features that we're going to be talking about, it's actually pretty simple. The EBS snapshot has this archive where you can use this archive tier, and you'll make it quite a lot cheaper because you're not going to be utilizing it immediately. Because if you want to restore something, or let's say you have this in like a storage block, and you want to recover it, well, it's going to take 24 to 72 hours, so 1 to 3 days to actually get this back. However, if you actually want to utilize this at the same time, you don't have to put it to an archive. You can just continuously use it, because essentially you just copied from one instance to another. You can also use the recycling bin like we talked before, for EBS snapshots, and you can set up a rule to essentially delete them. So let's say you delete this snapshot of the original one, and you say, hey, I don't actually want this, so but if I do want it 10 days from now, I will I can easily recover it. So I can set a time limit essentially to retain the copy of the snapshot, and after 10 days it's going to be permanently deleted. However, if it's let's say like 5 days in, you're like, oh, I actually want it back, then you'll actually go, you're still going to get it. So it's very, very useful to have, and extremely important.